Hello, this is Dr. Wendy Rowley. This is the series, The New Christ Connection, and I'm going to get out of the way and let Ali Ania of Cosmic Service, Pleiadian Mother of Sound, tell us what she is building into for this series. I can't wait to see what unfolds at the end. Okay, here we go. Good day to you, dearest beings of light. I am Ali Ania of Cosmic Service. I am a Pleiadian Mother of Sound. Peace be with you, peace be with you, and peace be with you. Continuing on, we were bringing in some new ideas in the last series, last episode of this series, and we mentioned about the course that we were going to offer in the beginning of January of 2026, which would be a fast track for old souls to heal through the death bardo. And how is it that we can do this now? Because this one has done all the pre-setups for that. So she can do that now. And she has cleared most all of her death bardo individually. But now she needs to do the group level. So why don't we just bring in a group and do that? Because that's the way she operates. And she recently worked with another doctor who said to her, "This is interesting because both people are receiving." And she said to him, "Well, that's the way healing is. The healer must heal, or they cannot heal the other person." And he was like, And that's the way it is. And she was taught that in her healing training. You cannot, as a healer, help another person unless you heal if you have a match with them, which means you have the same resonance, frequency, or harmonic that they do of the same type of a disharmony. Let's say it's resentment or jealousy or hate or whatever it is. On some level of your conscious, unconscious, or subconscious, or conscious through an experience, either in your past souls and higher self's history, or even in this incarnation through an experience. And you had an experience and you developed some emotions about it. So if you have the same match that the person that comes to you to get help has, you really can't move their energy. Because there's no way for the soul to bring in a higher vibration. It's basically physics, basic physics. So as a healer, you heal, and then you raise your vibration up to a higher octave above the disharmony. And then the soul is able to bring in a higher frequency that can get at the lower frequency. But if you're at the same lower frequency as someone that you are healing, they may get a release at the body level, they may get their muscles relaxed from being touched, but they're not actually healing, and their soul is not actually ridding the core disharmony. And this is a premise that is not taught enough in healing schools, and that's what we're going to say about that. Okay, so today in this episode, we would like to tell you something else that's new, that is actually going on right now. At the periphery of the planet, there has been a decision that has been made by the higher creational beings of light and the angels, archangels, and arachai that serve the Creator's will and what's called the divine blueprint. Now, the divine blueprint can be thought of as a primer or an outline for a planetary system, that these are the good steps to follow for things to move along smooth and you to get to where the goal is, which is to become an enlightened planet, which means you become very evolved and your ability to work with creational energy and manifest is greatly increased. So in order to do that, you have to be able to heal. It's the same premise. In order to heal as an individual, you have to heal your match. Well, as a group, in order to heal the human consciousness grid, you have to heal your matches. So by healing fast track through the death bardo, you heal your matches of your individual against the group. And that's what the fast track systems do. They heal your individual compared to the group. And when you're one-to-one with someone, you are doing one-to-one. You're healing individually, they're healing individually. But when you bring a group together, you move over to toward the group higher self side, and your individual group energy. So you have your individual bridge almost over to the group, and you're in the group. And this healing of fast tracks heals between the individual and the group interface of the higher self. And that's good to know. So what it allows, a fast track healing system, is it allows the soul forces to come all the way through into the high heart much more strongly and cleared the complex at the high level so it can come in and clear your individual level after you take the course. And this is not very well known by people. So whenever you take a group course and there's healing involved, this is what is happening. And you have the opportunity to then go clear your individual after that. And what does that require? Ask your soul to continue the healing at the individual level. And that's all it requires. And it happens at night when you sleep. So we're going to say to this one, every group class you have, you are now going to tell people to to ask their soul to continue to heal it all the way through their individual level. And she's going to explain this, which she knew, but she's going to explain it to people now in every group healing thing, because her work is all group now. So that's for a little bit of information for both of you and for healers and other people who come to listen. Now we would like to explain something for the people of physics, because we had started to say that in order to have evolution, you have to have healing. In order to have healing, you have to have evolution. And we had started to originally say that at the, get out of the way this one, at the group periphery level, you have the ability to do something new. And the higher creational beings right now are beginning to do this. And it has been realized that humanity is ready to evolve more than we anticipated. That's all we can say. Y'all are doing really well, despite what you see in the world outside you. So there's going to be another connection made that wasn't originally planned. And it's going to be a connection that's going to be made from the new divine intelligence into the soul interim creational grid, or the interim Christ grid. The new divine intelligence is already going to be connected from the Christ grid into the new soul creational grid. And we were planning to do that in about another 50 years, just on our own, figuring you'd be ready. And that was the original plan. But now things are moving so quickly, and there's so much dedication by certain groups of people that are bringing a lot of work forward, and this is people around the globe. There's no one group that does it all. You're a soup, and everyone works the soup and the puzzles. So there's going to be a new connection made there's a new divine intelligence from the field into the soul mastery or the Christ grid. That is now going to be connected from the soul mastery over to the human consciousness grid. Over to the soul interim grid. From the soul mastery grid to the soul interim creational grid. From the Christ grid to the interim Christ grid. Those are the same things. So now we're getting a connection through there. And that's going to be in place by the solstice of December. So that's changing the ability to do this fast track healing system. In the past, we could clear up to a certain point. Now we can clear farther. So in that particular course that she will be doing in January that has 5 parts online on Zoom, because you can heal in quantum reality, no time, no space, all around the world. You don't need to be in person. And that's what this work is. It's quantum entanglement healing. So your ability to heal something else now in this group is going to be there. And what it's going to be is, we've been trying to explain to this one what divine intelligence is. And we said, think of it as the force through which evolution flows. So now the group will have some evolutionary upgrades. And we will explain that in the course, and we're just going to leave that at that. So, in order to have more healing and more evolution, we have to turn on higher healing and evolutionary systems. And that's basically what this particular video is about. It's about giving you the understanding that as you evolve and as you heal, new spiritual anatomy that is already there gets turned on. And new things get connected together so that they work in new functions. And sometimes some old things are turned off because they no longer are needed in their old function. And that's pretty much what evolution is. It's getting connected to higher and more evolved parts of your spiritual anatomy that are already there, but were never connected. And so we wanted this understanding so that you start to see the earth, your body, your spirit, your soul, and your higher self as being constantly evolving, moving, changing, and fluid, because that's the truth of it. You are fluid. You may think you are in this dense body that can be just injured or damaged or life force taken away from it. That's so vulnerable, but you are not. You are a completely fluid thing, even the body. Peace be with you, our dearly loved. Expect benevolence in all you do. We bid you adieu.